Whew. Okay. What's up, guys? Yeah, Izzy D Gamer here. Jeez, it's so bright out. Mellow with Jesus. And welcome, man. Yeah, today we are reviewing Shang-Chi. I'm actually on my way to this theater way out in freaking. So it's the first time going to this theater. Hopefully, I heard it's an experience at this theater, so I'm hoping to actually experience something. I'm excited. Shang-Chi is not a character that I'm hip to at all in Marvel Comics, so it'd be fun to learn some new things about somebody similar to Guardians of the Galaxy. There's so many implications from like what's happened in the What If series, WandaVision, so Loki, you know, all of these kind of things that are breaking the universe in a sense. And I'm curious as to know if any of the topics are touched on, including like, you know, U.S. Agent or anybody from Falcon and Winter Soldier or any of the Disney Plus series. So yeah, I'm super intrigued, and I definitely would like to see where this goes. Including after, you know, that Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, I wonder if they have some cool post-credit scene kind of leading into that, or Eternals, or any of the new movies coming to release. And yeah, no guests this time. I'll be doing this review solo because I'm going to see. Guys, yeah, I lost my phone mount or whatever. I guess I'm just gonna be recording like this for a split second. Sorry, just getting from seeing Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings. So yeah, here to give you my reactions on it. Like I said, I was doing this one solo, so it's not really much prepping to do over on my end. Hey, I found a phone mount, so Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings. Great freaking movie, man. We're gonna do this a lot like we did Black Widow, but we're just like vaguely going through and talking about some of the major points that happened within the movie, some of my favorite parts, and maybe the implications that it might have for later films and shows to come. I normally state this, all of this is speculation. I don't really look through anything. I just kind of go off of past information that I've kind of grabbed throughout, you know, my time reading comics and watching these Marvel films. Shang-Chi had a very legendary way of doing things. It was different from any other origin film I've experienced, so that was relatively cool. And then also, I love the way that they handled the villain. You know, they long time phase 1, phase 2, Marvel was having serious problems with their villains. They couldn't figure it out, and it seems like they finally got it down packed. I love this villain. I love the way that he was portrayed by the actor. I'm sorry, I don't really have all these actors' names now. Yeah, definitely seeing some of these like returning actors from movies like I believe Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, was that Kung Fu Hustle, and a few others that I was familiar with, and the style that this kind of movie went in, more of a Kung Fu style that, you know, Kung Fu is sort of a dance. It's very elegant. There's a lot of ways to handle that to make it seem more like an art form. I love that they showed the differences between two styles, which I'm not too sure about the name. I believe it's like Wushu and something else, but don't quote me on that. But besides that, I had a really good time. The overall MCU implications that it had was freaking crazy. But let's start with the beginning. At the beginning of the film, you know, we pick up with Shang-Chi himself, calls himself Sean at this point. And he is, of course, like valet parking. But before that, they kind of get into a little backstory about his father, how he's been into the Ten Rings, what kind of happened to him during that time. He kind of fell in love and, fell out of this power trip that he was on and decided to put away the 10 rings that he had in order to pursue that love that he had for this woman, which I thought was awesome. Yeah, and then we get to Shang-Chi. He gets into a fight. It turns out he's already trained, which was awesome to figure out. And then to get into like how he was trained as a child, how he was brought up through flashbacks, I thought was an amazing way to kind of navigate this storytelling and get us into the action as fast as possible, because the action was awesome. Every fight scene seemed very well choreographed, like it was a dance as opposed to it being, you know. But yeah, that was like the first part of the movie. We kind of get the reveal through our exposition character, who's played by Aquafina. We get the explanation of how he was trained as a child, how he ran away from home after his mother, or after some years of being trained by his father, because his mother died, and all of that stuff. I thought that was really cool. Shang-Chi thinks that he was sent a message by his sister, kind of like in Black Widow. Not too believable for me, which is fine. It is what it is, but it's just not. It wasn't, kind of lackluster. But it does take us to this place. Shang-Chi, his sister, whose name I don't remember, takes us to her headquarters, which is kind of like this fighting ring, with all different types of Easter eggs. We've got Wong, who makes a short cameo, and also Abomination. We've got a lady from Black Widow, which I found out from this new Rockstars video I watched. Pretty exciting. And also an extremist patient from Iron Man 3, which I thought was pretty cool too. And all of this kind of leads to a fight between Shang-Chi and his sister, which we get into, but Shang-Chi doesn't really want to fight his sister, so he's kind of not fighting back while she's taking off on this dude, which is understandable, because it turns out that Shang-Chi, when he left his little sister and promised her that he would be back. What disrespectful stuff. But that's beside the point. After all of that, we like I said, we get kind of picked up. We have this awesome fight on the scaffolding. I thought it was awesome. It reminded me a lot of Rush Hour, especially on the part where the kind of bamboo branch breaks, and we got our girl Aquafina hanging on the edge, like barely making it. That really reminded me of Chris Tucker. I'm surprised I've heard more people kind of make that correlation.
Please help me, man. Don't worry, Chinese bamboo is very strong. Ah! You sure, man? I'm sure.
But I guess I'm the only Rush Hour fan out here. Yeah, and then the father ends up picking them up. We get a little more exposition about what happened, how the mother died, a few other things, which kind of leads Shang-Chi's father, whose name was Shou, something Shu, Shou, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, we get kind of like his name. He kind of talks a little bit about the meaning of names to him and how important that is. So we get that. I believe right here is when the beautiful flashback happens of Shu, his wife, and they kind of like, you get to see how he falls in love with her exactly, which I thought was a beautiful moment within the movie. And of course, like some stuff that I would kind of get into at the end, there are also some beautiful ties to kind of like family, just the expectations of family and kind of the ability to kind of be your own person. All these kind of correlations that kind of happen throughout the movie, I thought were pretty sweet also. But I don't want to get too deep into that until the end. Third part, which was really dope. Which is they find that their mother's kind of homeland. Well, the father thinks that the mother is being hidden within there, held captive, but he's actually being controlled or being talked to, kind of like for any Destiny fans, kind of like how Riven was talking to Prince Aldrin in Destiny 2. But yeah, he's being whispered to that his mother is in this place, to go in there and take her. And so that's what he plans on doing. But Shang-Chi and his sister and the rest of the squad, they understand that this guy is kind of going freaking crazy, going psycho. And so they get there before him and kind of devise a plan to stop him. By the time that the father gets there, they're ready. All the people in this hidden land are kind of, ready for battle. And so is the dad. So he's ready to start war. He goes to the gate where this supposed dragon is supposed to be, starts banging on her, freaking banging on her, and taking off. That kind of releases these weird spirit eater creatures. And these spirit eater creatures are coming through, stealing spirits and leaving these half of the friggin' enemies and good guys for dead. To make a long story short, Shang-Chi is fighting his father. They're kind of having a heart-to-heart, a real battle. But he learns his mother's way of fighting in order to defeat him and kind of like redirect his father's weight against himself, so that Shang-Chi can come out on top, which allows him to eventually steal the 10 rings that his father wears around his arms for himself. When he does that, they turn gold, and so he starts taking off on the weird spirit dragon that was released from the door by his father. And of course his soul was taken by the dragon itself for him being so greedy, which I thought was a fair way to do it. I really wish his father lived, because he was I feel like he had such good character development there, that I just wanted to see more of him throughout the MCU. But I definitely understand why. After all that goes down, Shang-Chi finally takes down the dragon, and they kind of go back to their normal daily lives. As they're talking to their friend at the bar, Wong returns actually to that bar via space portal, and recruits both the Shang-Chi and Awkwafina's character. And as they're studying the bracelets or the 10 rings, they realize that there's not much in the world on them, and they might just be the oldest material in the world. Of course, they're also, I almost forgot, also accompanied via hologram by Captain Marvel herself, Brie Larson, and Dr. Bruce Banner, played by Mark Ruffalo. So, that was, in the simplest terms, that was the story. Yeah, I was pretty excited. Like I said, the fight choreography for this movie was phenomenal. But besides that, they had great character development stuff with Awkwafina kind of learning how to shoot a bow and arrow and that kind of played that called itself back within the movie when she was able to shoot the arrow through this dark dragon's throat and kind of like take it out for good, which is a part I kind of skipped over. But like I said, I'm going lightly on the story, kind of just giving you major plot points. I'll be skipping a lot of detail in these reviews. because you should be going to see the movie. That movie is great. Yeah, aside from the fight choreography, which was amazing, every fight that I saw was beautiful. And the way that they just moved is flowing, you know, it was great. But the character development with the father was also awesome. That really hit home for me, especially dealing with like the family dynamic and just how everything kind of broke apart due to the choice that their father made. You know, when he decided to put back on the bracelets as opposed to embracing his children. So that was powerful. That was powerful, and it also had an effect on both the sister and the brother. You know, they both kind of did their own thing afterward, but they both were affected tremendously by it, and that was definitely seen throughout the movie. So I thought that the character development was amazing. My favorite character had to be Tony Leung's character. I just don't remember. Yeah, but Tony Leung's character was freaking fire, bro. I'm sold on that guy, dude. Bring him back. I want him in the new universe where he's a good guy, man. That's what you guys can do. Yeah, just knowing his pain, being able to understand his struggle, made him all that better of a villain. It was really hard for me to root for Shang-Chi within this movie because Tony Leung's character was so good, and even though I knew that he was a bad guy, I didn't want him to lose his life. I was thinking, man, maybe he could freaking fight this dragon and kind of redeem himself a little bit or something like that. And it was definitely good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it right there. There are definitely some theories that I have, maybe about Wong kind of taking the trip that he took. Where did Abomination go after he was defeated? Is Shang-Chi an Avenger now? Is he considered an Avenger? Will he be moving up to the now destroyed Avengers facility up in upstate New York, or maybe they rebuilt the facility, or maybe it works for a sword. I don't know exactly how that works, but I am curious to see where that thread goes. I would love to see him play alongside Tom Holland like he's requested. I would definitely like that. He seems like he's lighthearted enough to kind of fit within that, and maybe, you know, he would also be a match for him because he's trained in martial arts like very, very well. Those are my opinions on Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Let me know yours in the comments below. Hopefully I was pretty direct and not too confused. My mind is somewhere else right now. I've been working on a lot of videos. Just recorded the new What If episode. Anytime a new Marvel movie comes out, so it's a lot of uptime for me. So really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought of the movie Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings in the comments below. Let me know if you'll be seeing the next Marvel movies and TV shows going forward, because it seems kind of like they've decided what style, what type of movies these are going to be, with Black Widow being out and now Shang-Chi. These stories kind of have a style to them now. So that's not saying anything complacent, but I'm hoping that they each kind of become unique in a way where when I see a Doctor Strange film, I kind of know what to expect. Maybe I'm expecting something closer to horror. Maybe when I see Spider-Man, I'm expecting something that's maybe a journey with school kids. So it's kind of like lighthearted still, and it has a specific vibe to it. That's really what I'm looking for. And I kind of expected to get that a little bit sooner than where we are now, because it seems like both Black Widow and Shang-Chi kind of have the same vibe about it. But of course, Shang-Chi being I feel like hitting the nail a lot better, on the head. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. And until next time, happy gaming. Peace.